Ever wondered what happens when you bet your entire real estate business on YouTube in a market where nobody knows you? Not once, but twice. This is not some guru fluff. This is my story of actually losing my entire playbook, filming terrible videos on a phone and a $20 selfie stick, and somehow closing millions of dollars in a place with zero connections. So if you're a real estate agent who thinks that this is too complicated, I promise you, you're gonna wanna hear this. Okay, so let's rewind back to 2013. I got licensed, and in 2014, I joined a big name brokerage, the kind with giant training days and motivational meetings that usually start with, hey, you should start a YouTube channel. So being a good soldier, I did exactly that. My channel was literally listing videos, not me on camera, no titles worth clicking, no description, just a photo slideshow and a background music that probably made people fall asleep faster than a home inspection. Didn't know anything about keywords, didn't know anything about thumbnails, didn't know that I needed to actually talk to people on camera so they would trust you. Big shocker. Nobody watched, nobody called, no one cared. Which sounds great until you realize that you're working 70 hours a week by yourself. It is not sustainable. So I recruited my wife, Jessica, smartest move in my career. She came on as my licensed assistant, handled all the paperwork, made me look good. With her help, I took 62 listings. We closed 47, just the two of us. But at that pace, make no mistake about it, burnout, it comes fast. So we did what any totally rational couple would do. We sold everything, we moved to Maui. Ah, beautiful Maui. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, let me tell you, it almost broke us. We thought that paradise would just sell itself. I figured I'd just go door knock a couple of beachfront condos, maybe shake hands at open houses, just like I did in Florida. Quick reality check, most of the buyers in Hawaii, they don't even live in Hawaii. They're in California, they're in Alaska, maybe they're in Canada, and they have been searching online for years before they even step foot on island. So guess what? There was no door knocking, very few expired listings, no sphere of influence. We landed in paradise with zero plan and zero pipeline. And it literally was almost panic mode because every way I knew to get business here in Florida did not seem to be working on Maui. I was gonna be in trouble. And I realized fast that if I did not find a way for buyers to find me before they landed, that we were gonna be done. So I dusted off the old YouTube channel again, but this time thought I was gonna do it right. So I hired a local videographer. We shot 8 beautiful videos, highly edited, just fantastic. They look slick, but they did not say anything real. Nobody called. So guess what I did? I fired him, and then I grabbed what I had, which was my old iPhone, a cheap Amazon selfie stick, which I still have, and a $20 plug-in mic. My car became my studio, Maui beaches became my backdrop, no perfect takes, just raw, sweaty honesty. Then one day, I decided to hit record and say, here's what it's really like moving to Maui. No sugarcoating, talked about grocery prices doubling, living on Maui is way different than visiting, the things you're gonna miss from the mainland, sports, concerts, friends, families, and of course, the stuff that the tourists don't see. The video wasn't pretty, but it was real. That one messy video paid our bills for months. And guess what? The light bulb, it went off. Honesty sells, period, the end. And after that, I didn't stop. I shot more videos, neighborhood tours, cost of livings, the good, the bad, the ugly, all on my phone. But eventually, I did step up. I hired a remote video editor who does a fantastic job, still with us today. Bought myself a nice microphone. Wasn't fancy drone stuff. It was better. And here's why. Because the real power was still in the honesty. So if you're a real estate agent and you're watching this, I want you to hear this, because 5 years later, we closed over $25 million on Maui from video, all because I kept showing up and telling the truth. And to this day, people find my Florida videos and go, wait, aren't you the Maui guy? Yeah, how wild is that? So after 5 great years and a whole lot of life lessons living on Maui, Jessica and I packed up one more time. We moved back to Florida, specifically here in Lakewood Ranch, which is in Sarasota, Manatee County. And what did I do? Like an overconfident genius, I just assumed my Maui YouTube strategy would work exactly the same way here. After all, worked once, why not just copy and paste it, right? So I filmed some pretty sunsets over Siesta Key. I talked about the beaches, I talked about the palm trees, maybe threw in a couple of neighborhood tours, and then I waited for the phone to ring. And guess what? Crickets. Nothing. Now, generally speaking, a Maui buyer, they're dreaming about escaping winter. They're planning for years, watching everything online. Florida buyers, they're often local. About 47% move locally. They're comparing Lakewood Ranch to maybe Venice, to Sarasota proper, maybe even the Tampa suburbs. Now, from my experience, they don't really care about pretty drone shots. They want to know, hey, Adam, which neighborhood really feels family friendly? They want to know, can I park my golf cart legally anywhere? They want to know what traffic feels like during season. They want to know how far is the grocery store if I run out of milk at 8 o'clock. They want local knowledge, not just the Florida dream life stuff. They want to know what life is really like living here, day to day, month to month, where the grandkids come and stay for a week. So after watching my own videos flop for a few months, I mean, to be honest, they weren't terrible, but they definitely were not answering the real questions that people here were Googling at night. So I realized, here we go again, Adam. It's time to fix this. So I stopped worrying about showing $1 million listings. I started talking about the boring but important stuff that nobody else wanted to touch. So just like this, I got back out into town and started to talk about HOA fees and what traffic was like and what it was really like to live in Lakewood Ranch. Jessica jumped into while I focused on seller strategies and local truth. She started doing buyer-focused walkthroughs, neighborhood drives, answering questions that always come up in her inbox. How big are the yards in Lakewood Ranch? Can I build a fence for my dog? It wasn't about trying to get 1 million views. It was about getting the right views from people who were serious about moving here and not just window shopping beach sunsets. And that's exactly what you see on our channel today. So here's where we landed after all the mistakes, after all the pivots, after all the sleepless nights over SEO. So right now we run 2 hyper-focused real estate YouTube channels, 941 Lifestyle Group. This is our bread and our butter. It's where we share exactly what living in Lakewood Ranch is like and the Sarasota area. No fluff, no sugarcoating, just the local truth that people want to know before they pack up their moving truck. We're doing neighborhood breakdowns because there's 45 different neighborhoods within Lakewood Ranch. We're doing lifestyle pros and cons. We're talking about what changes when snowbird seasons come, all the stuff that Zillow won't tell you. And then our second channel is 941 Premier Home Tours. This is simple by design. It's property walkthroughs. Some of them are our listings. Some of them are other real estate agents' listings because they know we're awesome at marketing. A lot of them are model homes. Why? Because there's a ton of new construction in this area. 2 solid channels, one focused on lifestyle trust, the other focused on home shopping, but I didn't stop there. After seeing how many agents kept messaging me, thank you for that, by the way, they said, hey, Adam, how did you figure out how to do that without paying a coach? Well, first of all, I do have a coach, Tom Ferry Coaching. Not really talking about video though. And even though I've been teaching real estate agents how to do YouTube, I needed to share what actually works. So I started Real Estate Video Strategy. Set this up because I know how much honesty pays off. So if you're a real estate agent who wants zero fluff, real talk, and real help getting started with video the right way, you definitely want to check that out. And then there's Be the Positive One, which is our passion side project, not just for real estate agents. Actually, it's not even really for real estate agents, just for anybody who wants to protect their mindset in a world that just loves negativity. Because let's be honest, this business, it is stressful enough. And sometimes you just need a reminder that there's more good than bad if you look for it. So that's the real strategy today. 2 channels that attract the right buyers and the right sellers. 2 brands that help people grow without all the guru nonsense. I don't care if we never hit 1 million views. I care that the right people find us, trust us, and feel confident enough to reach out and say, hey, you're that local real estate agent who actually helps real people and keep it real. Let's work together. Happened just yesterday. That's why I keep doing it. We don't get 1 million views. We don't need to. We get the right views, the people who hire us and stick around. All right. So here's the honest truth. My Maui channel did kind of blow up. If I'm being technical about it, I don't know, 1.2 million views, thousands of subscribers, a couple of videos cracked $100,000. And that sounds impressive until you realize that Maui is probably one of the most searched places in the entire world. We're close. Don't get me wrong, people love watching Maui content. You can do a video about roadkill and I think people would watch it. So yeah, I got the clicks, but guess what? The clicks don't pay the mortgage. Trust does. The videos that actually made me money were not always the pretty drone shots with cinematic sunsets. It was the honest, here's the reality of what it's like living here. Here's what you need to know before you buy a property sight unseen, the pros and the cons, how expensive it really is. Those were the ones that mattered. And that's what turned daydreamers into serious buyers. So yeah, sometimes you get lucky and a video pops, but you can't rely on that. So don't obsess about virality. Obsess about trust. Obsess about helping one real buyer at a time. Post consistently, fix your sound, talk to the camera like you're FaceTiming a friend. And then guess what? One day you'll wake up and you'll realize that your phone rings because people trust you, not because of your drone shots. So yeah, that's my story. I started from 0 2 times. I messed up more times than I can possibly count, but I stayed honest. I kept filming, I kept adapting, and that's how I survived. And if I could do it with my cell phone and a $20 selfie stick, you absolutely can. So if you're watching this and you're new to YouTube, or maybe you have a YouTube channel, you haven't really done anything with it, do me a big favor. I have a free guide. It's called First 30 Days on YouTube. It's a no-fluff guide to getting comfortable on camera, creating videos that actually bring in leads. There's a link in the description down below. You can also check out realestatevideostrategies.com/freebies. There's all sorts of free stuff there. If you want to work with me, go check out that tab as well too. I appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you in the next video.